Hey guys, what's up? It's Vic Ninja Closer here. I'm here with Robert Kenizacic, another one of our undeniable closers that have gone through the Undeniable Closer Mastermind. And he's here today just to kind of give us his review, tell us how things have been going for him, where he's at now versus where he was when he started. And we'll get right into it. What's up, Robert? How you doing?
Things are amazing. Things are really, really good. Yeah, it's been a great couple of weeks. Happy to have a chance to talk with you for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, tell us a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, so I came from a military background before I decided to work in the sales space and different things like that. So I had lots of public speaking experience and lots of experience giving briefings and analyzing information and doing kind of like intelligence type of work and
Okay.
that stuff. I did a little bit of sales too when I was younger as well, but yeah, that was my most recent experience. And then after military life, I went and got a commerce degree, and yeah, so I have a little bit of a business background as well.
Okay. So why closing? Why sales?
Yeah, so I guess I like the human psychology aspect of it an awful
Nice.
lot. I think it's fascinating. I have a, a deep desire to help people if I can help get them started, get them out on the right track. And I think maybe that comes from the time in the military too, where I've seen like so much of great talent get kind of stifled, and I'm like, man, only if people could get out of their own way a little bit,
Right.
stuff could be amazing. And then I've worked with, absolute like A players too, who are just really tuned into who they are and they're just killing it. And you can see both sides of the spectrum. But ultimately, yeah, it was just a decision to use my voice, my comfort speaking with people, and that sort of stuff that made me want to make the jump too.
Awesome. So how'd you get into high ticket?
Yeah. As I left university, I started my own business, and I had my own offer. And I I did all kinds of like what I guess people would call like really old school networking, chamber of commerce events, and setting up meetings. I went to in-person business networking groups, and sold my offer. Was out there shaking hands and these other different kinds of things. And then I was offered a chance to go back to school again to finish my accounting designation, and I took that. And then I just kind of became more aware of the opportunities that there really were out there outside of entrepreneurship in the high ticket space, and that caught my attention. So yeah,
Nice.
I made the decision to pursue that. Yeah.
Nice. Did you take any courses? Did you go through any classes before coming to the Undeniable Closer?
Yeah, absolutely. I did the certification program from Victor. The name's escaping me.
Traffic and funnels.
Traffic and funnels.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Forgive me for falling flat there. I thought that was awesome. I there were a lot of really, really good takeaways from there. But in my opinion, um, they're not setting people up for success in the sense that, I mean, fundamentals are there 100%, great content, all that awesome stuff. But, um, in terms of networking, in terms of career development, in terms of all of those sorts of things, making the connections and building the relationships. How do you do that? What does that look like? And that's how I found you and JD in the Undeniable group. So happy I made the decision to come in, and yeah, it was great.
So after coming into the UCM, how long did it take you to kind of find your stride?
Um, it took a while because the you know one of the things that I completely have ignored for years and years throughout my military career was social media, right?
Hmm.
And right, the group was so social media heavy to start out with. I'm like, what is this? How do I do this? Like, do I need to be original? No, that's too original. No, isn't there. It's not right. And so I kind of spent some time trying to figure that out. But I gave myself a long runway because I didn't need to start working right away. While I was finishing school, and these kinds of things. And I spoke with JD about that before I made the decision to come into the program, right? So I kind of splashed around in there and learned from, you and other great folks there, coming to the calls, trying to pick up all the intangibles and different things like that. So yeah, it was really, really super helpful. So um, I, I kind of found a little bit of my voice in that space, and it took some time to do that. But yeah, it was great people to learn from.
Yeah. So you mentioned coming to the calls. So we have about 4 to 6 calls each week in the Undeniable Closer Mastermind. And how many a week would you say you were able to attend to on an average basis?
I was able to attend 3 a week. Yeah, outside of my schedule with my kids and school commitments and things like that. So yeah, always super helpful too. Yeah, definitely a lot
Yeah.
of great takeaways in there.
You mentioned your kids, and I know a lot of people. I've got 2 little kids myself that I kind of juggle high ticket with. But how important was it for you to find something that you can do and still spend that time with your family?
Super duper important, absolutely, because you know, I think really the hard thing about transitioning into careers is if you have 2 aspects of your life that are really grinding against each other, right? And so was able to sort of set things up in the way that it would be complementary. I explained to my kids what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. They were on board with that for sure. And basically, the mastermind really gives you tools that you can use at your own pace, at your own schedule. You're not going to exhaust the opportunities that you're presented with,
Right.
I mean, you can't over implement the strategies that you're given. And um, yeah, no, a lot of great takeaways, and it definitely, I would say, requires consistent effort for optimal results, but it's very flexible. And I mean, you've seen how many hundreds of people, right, go through from absolute beginners, and now they're out there just killing it. Careers
Yeah.
going well, and it's awesome to see, and people from all different kinds of backgrounds, young people that are walking, or like maybe finishing up a professional level career, whether that's in education or whatever, transitioning into this field. So yeah, it's awesome.
Cool. So how long would you say it took you from first day in UCM to getting offers, getting interviews?
Yeah, I think, like, you can do it fast, you really can, right? But the beautiful thing of the UCM program is that they're teaching you which offers that you want to act on, right? And I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, you can go out and you can get an offer on day one, right?
Right.
But it's like, is that something that's going to be a good investment of your time? Is it a good fit? um, can you be effective in that space, right? Sort of qualifies, um, what sort of qualifies the offer to be worth your time, and how do you know that it's going to fit into ultimately to where you want to go with your career and different things like that. So um, I sort of became aware that I could almost get any any offer that I wanted. Like, really, you guys give us the tools to do that, right? If
Right.
you pursue it, if you have enough runway and you put the right things into it and all of that. So you can pick those things up really, really quickly, for sure too. It's about having, I would say, kind of the confidence and a little bit of the technique about how to approach people, how to build curiosity, how to have the confidence in your own abilities too. Like, framing and closing is just so important, right? And you
Right.
have to do that when you're applying for the position, or when you're building your network out to get those warm intros and these things. So sort of once you kind of learn how to frame your experience and figure out what it is that you want to be about, you can do it fast, but it does take a little while. I don't know. I would say you can get it done within 30 days if uh, if that's what you want. And I've seen people come
Yeah.
into my time there, right, where it's like, boom, a couple of weeks, right? They're in a setting position, or whatever. For me,
Yeah.
I took my time with things, right? Just because I wasn't actually able to start working due to academic commitments and all of that sort of stuff.
Right.
But you know, Nicole, she came in a couple of weeks later, boom, she was done, right?
Yeah.
She's off in the industry working, doing super well, and all of those sorts of things. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doable quickly. Results come fast. They do.
So you've got your position now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just finished. Well, actually, you know, I've had numerous offers, and I wasn't actually even expecting to take this one. So I had marketing offers, I had real estate offers, and everything, and finally, I'm just at the end of school now, and I was like, okay, it's still too early, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I went through kind of like a week of sort of onboarding and auditions, pretty long process actually, but I'm really happy with with the business that I'm with now. It's going to be great. Yeah, it was very good, and I felt very well prepared for the whole process too, from what I learned.
Awesome. So what I'm kind of hearing is you took your time with your transition because of your family and because of your school, and just kind of made sure that you found the perfect fit for you, and you felt that you had the tools necessary to, if you wanted to take anything, but you wanted to look for the right thing to make sure that it was, the right thing for you and your family.
100%. Yeah, for sure, for sure. So basically, the offer that or the company that I'm with now, um, their earning potential is very high for sure. I mean, you definitely there's room to progress. There's really high quality mentorship. There's a ton of money that is being, and I mean a ton of money each week that is being put into, pumped into ads. The lead flow is really there, and the business isn't going to dry up and blow away or anything like that. So it's a perfect fit. Yeah,
That's good.
I'm happy.
So if you had to go back to the beginning and change anything about your journey from I'm going to get into high ticket sales till now, would you? And if you would, what would that be? Blah, 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 blah.
If I could change anything,
Yeah.
um, the one thing that I would just definitely say to everyone is just don't be timid about it, right? Just, you know, you're going to learn, you're going to pick up enough intangibles about the industry that you can take a look at offers, yeah, and you can take a look at your own experience and build the insight. It's like, okay, how do I connect the dots? How do I connect the dots from where I am now, right, to where I want to go? Lean really hard into the feedback that's available, right? And just be self-critical. Don't beat yourself up, right? But use the resources that are offered to you, and the connections that you'll make, and dig deep on those connections, and kind of leverage them in a really practical way, and very quickly you can figure out how to reframe your previous experience, how to present yourself appropriately, how to take control of interviews and narratives and these other different things that salespeople need to be able to do. And you can make it work really quickly. So yeah, just go for it, for sure. Go for it.
If you had a piece of advice to give to someone who may be in your kind of situation, who's got a family, they've got a career or education that they're transitioning from, and they're kind of on the fence about high ticket sales, what would you say to them?
I would say that it is a completely legitimate thing to do. It is going to pay your bills if you dedicate yourself to refining your craft. But you have to learn the basics from good people. It's important who you have mentor you. Invest in mentoring. Definitely do that. Yeah, that's a very good thing to do. And put yourself in a place where you're going to make your mistakes early in an environment that's designed for you to make mistakes
Yeah.
for, right? Right. And that's sort of one of the things about the traffic and funnel school is they they get you out there, just okay, just cold outreach, cold outreach, cold outreach. And it's like, that's got danger written on it, right? You're going to step on some landmines if you do that. And then what is that going to cost you? Is that going to cost you self-doubt? Are you going to move out? Or, what's going to happen, right? In these different things. So I think that, yeah, having someone who's definitely helped hundreds and hundreds of people like JD, I'm not sure exactly how many closers is placed. I know it's hundreds and
It's a
hundreds and
lot. Yeah.
hundreds for sure. Exactly. Right. So, and he's very well suited to helping you make that transition. And I feel like, the great thing about JD and you guys too is like, he's not a 22-year-old whiz kid, super genius or anything like that, right? I mean, he has a breadth of experience in the industry. He's very mature, right? He's an excellent listener. He takes the time to understand who you are, ask some probing questions, figure out what it is that you want, and helps bring you along and open up your eyes to,
Yeah.
your
How
own
much,
and the potentials in the industry. So yeah.
how much one-on-one time would you say you've had with JD in this process?
I could have had more if I wanted more, I mean, I definitely, he was super approachable for sure. Very engageable. I always got my questions answered, especially in the one-on-one, coaching calls and things like that. So, he's not like another mentor where you're going to spend thousands of dollars and he isn't going to know your name, or anything at all like that, right? So, I don't have any hesitation in recommending him in that respect too. And definitely like engageable too through just like direct messaging and those sorts of things too.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really, really liked about him was that, he was willing to help me kind of take apart a job offer and feel like, is this a quality position? And him and I, kind of worked together and we turned some stuff down because it's like, man, like, yeah, you could do this, but it's just not a fit with where you want to go, right? So don't do it. Why do it if you're not going to be successful there, or if it just isn't a fit? So I found that really helpful. And so
Awesome.
good.
Well, dude, I'm so glad we got on this call. I know it's late in the
me
evening
too.
for me and for you too, but I just wanted to thank you for the opportunity to kind of understand where you're coming from and what your journey was. I think it'll help a lot of people.
Sure. Just one last thing that I'll just say about the program really quickly is that there's stuff in there that you're going to take away and you're going to continue to apply. You're going to apply it before you get your position. You're going to apply it as you get your position. You're going to apply it through your whole career, and it's designed to steer you 100% in the right direction. Do it, take it to heart, and it's going to do amazing things for you. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate you talking to me.
Sure, Victor. Yeah, anytime.
Yeah. And we'll catch up soon.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right.